Good morning and welcome to the 10 a.m. daily weather brief. Over the next few days, we can expect to see warming temperatures, especially come Saturday, as high pressure to the east and an approaching low from the southwest will work to funnel in some warmer air. And as we move into Sunday, an upper level trough will be moving south of the region along with an area of low pressure that is expected to begin impacting our local area around, if not just after midday on Sunday. And that will bring in a pretty good chance of picking up some much needed rain, with many areas showing reasonably high probabilities of seeing at least a half inch, and some locations, especially those further south, getting northwards of an inch. But either way, a decent amount of moisture will be moving through, likely producing rain until early to midday on Monday. Before that system begins pulling off to the east, we will see those precipitation rates begin to taper off as that low pushes off on Monday. And as we move through Monday and into Tuesday, we'll see high pressure from the west begin filling in to the area, and that will dry things back out. And we'll also see those temperatures gradually increase to above average by a good 5 to 10 degrees of what our seasonal averages currently sit around, which should be the case as we move through the middle portion of the week, as not much changes in the upper level pattern. We will see an upper level ridge moving eastwards, and then that upper level flow kind of becomes more uniform, and we'll also see high pressure locking in place, and that will keep things rather consistent, above average temperatures to close out the 7 days ahead. For our 24-hour outlook here, continuing to see some scattered cloud cover across the area, anticipating that to be the case for a majority of the day. We'll see clearing underway in those overnight hours, and then some scattered clouds building back in tomorrow morning. For our temperatures, we started off in the mid-20s, expected to climb to the upper 30s, and those winds generally light throughout the day today, potentially gusting upwards into the mid-teens, but then later tonight we'll see that downwards trend in which winds will turn light and variable, and that will be the case as we start tomorrow morning. For the risk chart, we do look to remain green for the rest of the day. And for our short-term outlook, we can anticipate mostly sunny conditions similar to what we are seeing out there today, and then clouds building in late with a high of 50 on Saturday, and then Saturday night clouds build in as that low approaches from the southwest. We'll see a overnight low around or in the mid-30s and greens across the board, and then Sunday we'll see those clouds continuing overhead as that low moves directly overhead or just to the south of the area, with rain being likely, and we'll also see a good chance of having lowered visibility and ceilings during that time, and a high of 46. The rain does look to hang around until early Monday, and that will bring us to the 7-day forecast, in which we see our rain chances for the next week ahead really only lie in the end of the weekend and early next week. We'll see temperatures increasing following that system's passage as high pressure sets up overhead and a ridge kind of gradually pushes eastwards, and we will see a reasonable amount of cloudiness building in the early portions of next week, as there will certainly be enough moisture aloft to generate some reasonable coverage, but overall an above average temperatures as we move into next week, with our rain chances at the end of this weekend into Monday. And that is going to conclude the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back on Monday for the daily weather operations brief.